So as you all probably know, we have some big news today. Biden officially dropped out of the presidential race and endorsed Harris to be the nominee. And I hate to say it, but I told you so. Actually, who am I kidding? I love to say it. I've said it time and time again that Biden will drop out of this race. And seemed like at first nobody believed me. Then people started believing me more and more. And now it's official. Biden dropped out and endorsed Harris to be president. So what's next? What will happen now? Let's see if there's a different nominee. Let's see if there's a nominee that maybe less people expect. And one of these nominees is Michelle Obama. And now many are wondering how this can actually happen. Well, it's pretty simple. Biden didn't have to actually resign from the presidency to resign from running for another term. It's happened plenty of times where a president doesn't run for a second term, and this happening again. The only interesting thing is that Biden's already been officially nominated. So what this means is basically the Democrats are now going to have to either do a convention or a quick primary. So this is essentially a primary that instead of happening over a month or months, happens in just a few weeks. Because remember, the election is in November. The clock is ticking. They need a candidate and fast. So either the party will rally around Kamala Harris or there will be basically a bunch of people running for the nomination. And essentially, with that being said, since I've been predicting this time and time again, and basically saying this would happen for weeks now, I said it even before the debate would even happen, to join the 1% and to get accurate news, and to get news like this, where I'm not afraid to say what everyone else isn't saying, make sure to subscribe today. And thank you, and back to the video. And just a disclaimer, this video was actually made before Biden officially announced that he would drop out. I saw it would happen while editing this video. So enjoy. Michelle Obama, the former First Lady, is a possible nominee for the Democrats for the presidency in 2024, especially given that she's remained in the political sphere ever since her husband, Obama, was president. So with that being said, let's see what happens if Michelle Obama is the nominee and faces Donald Trump. It seems as if Biden's woes just keep continuing, with John Tester and Representative Jim Costa also calling on Biden to step down from this race. So for that reason, many are wondering who will be the replacement nominee, because it's not a question of if, it's now a question of when and who. And the answer is twofold. The first is it's either Harris or someone else. And the major answer is Harris. Harris now has a 24% chance at the presidency, and others just pale in comparison, with Whitmer at 3.5%, but Obama at 3%. But there is one person on this list who can actually possibly catch up to Harris. It's just that she does not want to be president. But when pushed far enough, maybe she will run. And this person was mentioned earlier, and she is Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is probably one of the few people on this list that can actually beat Donald Trump. And the answer lies in polling. Early polling has speculated that Michelle Obama will be even with Donald Trump, or even leading Trump by double-digit margins. On the other hand, polling between Trump and Harris and Trump and Biden tell a pretty clear story, that Trump is in the lead. So with that being said, Michelle Obama might stand the closest chance against former President Trump, and let's see what will happen if Michelle Obama and Trump face in a head-to-head matchup. So Michelle Obama will do well in the West Coast, and that's because Democrats always do well in the West Coast, pretty much dating back to basically Reagan era, when Reagan was governor of California. Ever since then, Democrats have won the West Coast, and the other area that they have won is the East Coast. So Michelle Obama will clean up in both the East Coast and West Coast, and even though New Jersey isn't really considered a safe state anymore, Michelle Obama will win New Jersey, and she'll win Maine's 1st Congressional District pretty safely, as well as Illinois, which is the state where Barack Obama actually launched his political career. And of course, Michelle Obama is the wife of Barack Obama. She's the former First Lady. She was one of the first ladies who took a more active role in politics. She was always in the political sphere. She tried to champion her own legislation, particularly with school lunches, etc. So that's one of the reasons why many are propping her up as a candidate. It's because similar to Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama is actually a political first lady, even though she's never held any offices before like Hillary Clinton did. And that's one of the reasons I think Trump will do better against Michelle Obama than he did against Hillary Clinton. And it's because Michelle Obama has ultimately no experience in politics besides being the first lady. Hillary Clinton stood a chance, and actually a pretty good chance, against Donald Trump because she was a Secretary of State as well as a senator from New York. So even though what she did as Secretary of State was unpopular, hint, email scandal, etc., but despite that, she still had a lot of influence in politics. She even gave Barack a run for his money in the Democratic primary of 2008. So with that being said, Hillary Clinton was much more experienced than Michelle Obama. But the one thing Michelle Obama does have is that she knows firsthand, essentially, what it's like to be a politician. Maybe not firsthand necessarily, but secondhand, because she's Barack Obama's wife, of course. And Barack Obama once famously said the only person that can boss him around is his wife, Michelle. She has an interesting story. Her story is very inspiring to many people. She's written many books, etc. She went to Harvard. She had that typical American dream story, and that will also help her. Hillary Clinton had a little less of that story, but Michelle Obama's story is very inspiring to many, and this is one of the main reasons why she does so well in many states. She actually increases turnout, especially among African American voters, and that's one of the main reasons she is doing so well in these polls. And also the fact that she has such high name recognition. I wouldn't even be surprised if her name recognition is even higher than that of Kamala Harris, or maybe even Hillary Clinton, if I'm going to be honest. Now let's just go through some of these battleground states. I think Trump will have the edge in the Midwest, but regardless, we're going to start with the West Coast, which is near to where Michelle Obama essentially won many states: Hawaii, California, Oregon, Washington. So Trump will win the states of Nevada and Arizona. So these two states have been polling higher and higher for Donald Trump in recent polls. So as you can see, the state of Nevada, it went to Trump by +10 in this poll, +7 in others, etc. Trump is leading in the polls in the state of Nevada, and it's a similar story with the state of Arizona. So remember, when Barack Obama, was at the height of his popularity, back in 2008, he was running. He did very well against McCain. Guess what state McCain won? He won the state of Arizona. And Romney also won the state of Arizona. So it's not just a thing where McCain was from Arizona. It's just an Arizona thing where Arizona votes Republican. They just don't like Donald Trump too much. But they might be turning back to Donald Trump in 2024 after the Biden presidency. So Trump picks up those two states. However, Obama has some states of her own: Colorado and New Mexico. So New Mexico will go more towards Obama than Colorado did, and this is because of increased minority turnout. Now let's go to the Midwest. So these are states where Trump seems to dominate, especially after picking J.D. Vance, who has his own rags to riches story. Literally, he came from pretty much, well, the story is that essentially he came from nothing and built his way up. And he did that through the military, Yale, etc. He basically went from what he calls a hillbilly. Hillbilly elegy quite literally means basically a tale of death. So a death of the hillbilly, because he's no longer a hillbilly. Now he's basically an Ivy League guy, which is to many very different from a hillbilly. And that's part of the reason people like Vance so much, is the fact that he knows what it's like to be on both ends of the spectrum. Trump doesn't. Vance knows. So Vance is one of the reasons Trump will do better in the Midwest. So Trump will do better in Michigan. He'll do better in Wisconsin. Michelle Obama will get the state of Minnesota, though, because Minnesota is still a Democrat stronghold, even though Trump will pull it back a little bit. Biden leads in some polls, Trump leads in others, but in the end, Michelle Obama does do better than Biden in polling, and as such will win Minnesota. But Trump only needs one of these big states to win this election at this point. But let's go to the Northeast and just see if Michelle Obama can bring herself back to victory. So New Hampshire is a state she'll win, and same with Maine, even though Trump will pick up Maine's 2nd district. These are two states that Hillary Clinton won, and I view Michelle Obama as objectively, other than the experience factor, a better candidate than Hillary Clinton. She'll do better in terms of minority turnout. She'll do pretty similarly in terms of female turnout. She'll probably do better in terms of speaking abilities, etc. And also her record is better. She doesn't have anything glaringly bad, unlike Hillary did. And for that reason, she'll win states that Hillary Clinton won. With that being said, Minnesota, New Hampshire, Maine, etc. Nevada is a different story. Remember, Nevada did not shift between 2016 and 2020, which is major because Trump got way more unpopular between 2016 and 2020. So this shows that there's been a rightward shift in Nevada, even though it's hard to tell. But in 2024, Trump will win Nevada for that reason, so I'm just justifying why I gave it to Trump. So now we have Pennsylvania, another state which identifies pretty similarly with the Midwest. Trump will win Pennsylvania and he'll win the election. But due to Philadelphia, Trump will win Pennsylvania just by tilt margins. You probably didn't come here to see that Trump will win. You probably came here to see how much Trump would win by, which is what I'm here to tell you. So Michelle Obama will win Virginia, high minority turnout. Virginia is a Democrat state. It did go to Obama in 2012 as well as 2008, and it'll go to Michelle as well. It goes to her, and she gets the 225. North Carolina will be surprisingly close. Trump did win it against Hillary Clinton as well as against Biden. But remember, Obama did well in North Carolina against McCain. He did lose it to Romney, so this is part of the reason I think Trump will win the state of North Carolina. And finally, we get to Georgia, which I do think Michelle Obama will win the state of Georgia. Even though Georgia is a state that is likely to go to Trump if Trump runs against practically any other candidate other than Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama will pick up the state of Georgia, partly due to Atlanta, and due to high minority turnout, like I've been saying time and time again. It's very important. Minority turnout is extremely important, especially for the Democratic Party. This is part of the reason Biden wanted to increase turnout in 2020. Younger voters will have lower turnout, so that's why Biden wanted more and more turnout. And Michelle Obama will do very well for turnout. Again, she's also younger, so she'll do better for a younger turnout. And due to the increase in turnout, she'll win the state of Georgia. And I do think she'll win Nebraska second, since Nebraska second is the more urban part of Nebraska. And essentially, she'll get 242 electoral votes to Trump's 296. And Trump wins, but it's closer than usual. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want more. Thank you.